Welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've done some of these videos, but hopefully my PodLogic episodes have been able to hold you over in your starvation for new straight up podcast YouTube content. But today we are going to be talking about the Rode Podmic from Rode Microphones. They're an Australian company, and this, before I even start off, I got to say that this is not paid advertisement. This is sort of an update to my 3 microphones for your podcasting budget. Again, I'm not being paid for this. I just think it's a great freaking microphone, and we're going to unbox this bad boy because I got 2 of them. Had to get 2 of them. These things are awesome. I have another review on PodLogic, the podcast, which you can check out somewhere on the screen here. You'll see the PodLogic logo, and the link is in the description below, as well as a link to actually purchase the Rode Podmic as well. So let's get right into it. Cool box. And as you can see, cool microphone, great build, really small, a lot smaller than the Shure SM7B, which I have right here. It's about half the size of the Shure SM7B, which goes for about $400, which is a fantastic microphone. I love the Shure SM7B, but today we're talking about the Rode Podmic. So let's unbox this bad boy. Just looking at it, internal pop filter, broadcast quality, rugged build, 2-year warranty on there. And as we open up the box, there's not too much flash or flare. It's just the microphone. Hopefully you can see that. It's just the microphone in there. Nothing else comes with it. So I would definitely recommend picking up a case for it. I would recommend, if you're going to travel with it. This does make a great traveling podcast microphone because it is so small. It's not going to take up a ton of room. Definitely get something to keep it safe though, because as you can see, if you drop this thing, you do not want to break this. It's just, it's a great microphone, but we want to keep it safe and we want to keep it at the best quality possible when we travel with it. So just looking at it, it's got this metal grill all around the side of it, as well as these cool black casing around it as well. It's just a really cool looking microphone. And as from a broadcasting standpoint alone, this mic is just going to give you a really cool looking microphone, especially if you're doing video podcast as well. I think the Shure SM7B looks really cool as well. But again, this is going to give you a totally different aesthetic. And when you're looking at the microphone, as you can see, it can rotate front to back. Can't rotate 360 degrees because of the attachment on the bottom, but it comes with a clip attached to it to make it able to screw on to any kind of microphoning stand really easily. I am running it through the Rodecaster Pro, which does have preamps built in specifically for the Rode Podcaster mic, as well as my standard EQ and all the other plugins I put on all my audio. So this is not the raw audio that you're hearing. Although the raw audio does sound good, I did find the need to have to boost it up a little bit after I did my initial review on the PodLogic podcast episode for this microphone, because it just sounded a little bit too low. So I needed to boost the volume up a little bit, as well as, the standard EQ, take out the little bit of echo you can still kind of hear a little bit of it. But anyway, just from a strict microphone standpoint, for $100, this is a great option. I also definitely recommended the Samson Q2U as well, which goes for $60. This is only $40 more, and you're getting a really high quality microphone. The one thing that I did talk about on the podcast that sort of it would be an issue for you hobbyist podcasters out there is there's no USB plug-in. This is XLR only dynamic microphone. So if you are one of those podcasters that when you travel, you don't want to carry all of your mixing equipment with you, or maybe you have a Zoom H6, that makes it a little bit easier to travel with. But if you're one of those podcasters that likes to be able to just plug into your laptop and start recording right away, then I would definitely recommend picking up a Samson Q2U microphone just as a backup, so you can also record there as well, because again, USB plug-in, ding, right into your computer, and you can start recording your podcast. However, the sound that comes off of this Rodecaster mic is just fantastic. I mean, I'm speaking directly into it. From the side, you can see you really have to be speaking into the top. I'm speaking on the side now. Again, you can't really hear it as well, but once you're directly in front of it, it does give that great broadcasting sound. And for $100, I mean, most of us here that are podcasting in the room, Most people that have podcasts aren't getting paid for their podcast unless you're even if you are a career podcaster, this is a great option. But if you're looking for an inexpensive microphone, this is really only $100. I got mine off of sweetwater.com. So shout out to Matt, my sales rep guy over at Sweetwater. He's been super helpful through this whole process. If you were going to buy this microphone, I would jump on it sooner rather than later, because I ordered these microphones maybe like 3 months ago, and they're just so back ordered, and you got to ship them from Australia way down under to bring them up to the United States. It's going to take a while, especially if they're already so back ordered, they got to order even more. I would just jump on it sooner rather than later. Again, it's just a great overall sounding mic. I've really enjoyed playing with it just the last couple hours that I've even had it. This is really my second or third time even recording with this, and it just sounds fantastic. I have no complaints. The one complaint would be that the volume isn't as loud as I would like it to be, but that's something that you can easily fix in post-production, or if you are outsourcing your podcast editing, that's something that your producer or editor can do super easily in post, especially straight up podcasts, which I highly recommend you visit our website, www.straightuppodcast.com. Anyway, this is my review of the Rode Podcaster mic. There are some more in-depth microphone reviews, and I've pasted a couple of those links in the description below if you want to get into the whole cardioid pattern and the actual like really in-depth breakdown of this microphone and what actually goes into building a microphone like this. You can check those videos out. I like watching those videos as well. I don't know how much of a podcast nerd you are, but again, out of 10, what would I rate this microphone? 8.7. I would rate the Shure SM7B a 9.5. I think it's definitely one of the best microphones you can get on the market. But for the price point alone, $100 is it's a freaking steal for one of these microphones. So I would highly recommend picking up one of these. You can check out a link to purchase it below. Again, this is not paid advertisement. I am doing this for free. But I mean, Rode, I know you're out there watching this. I can see you watching this video. If you want to sauce, $15 my way, more power to you guys. I will promote the shit out of your products if you want. Anyway, the link to buy it below and link to the more in-depth descriptions are in there as well. As always, go check out our podcast, PodLogic, for more really easy and tangible ways to improve your podcast. If you love microcasts, which is what I'm starting to call them, then that's the podcast for you. They're like 2 to 5 minute episodes each. We also have a weekly podcast newsletter. The link to that is also in the description of this video. It's a weekly newsletter. You'll get it every Monday morning in your inbox. I highlight one brand new podcast every single week that I've really enjoyed because I listen to a ton of podcasts. That's pretty much all I do. I also cover sort of my weekly thoughts, just really short kind of stream of consciousness thing of what I feel the state of podcasting is at, the industry, et cetera, et cetera. Also 3 really short and easy tips to improve your podcast, similar to PodLogic, but they're text, so you can read them rather than listen to them. And finally, at least 2 news stories about what's happening in the world of podcasting. You can check out those articles. And I would highly recommend subscribing. Obviously, you're on the YouTube channel, so I'm not going to plug the YouTube channel. But if you did subscribe, I would really appreciate that. It's pretty tough for independent creators to actually, get seen on the platform, especially with YouTube's algorithm. It's a doozy out there, but I'm not a YouTube expert. I'm a podcast guy. So that's more of my field of expertise. And finally, if you are looking to outsource your podcast editing, you really want some consulting on how do I construct a really powerful podcast, check us out at www.straightuppodcast.com, because I always say this, all good things come from Straight Up Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the next video.